Hi guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. Y'all, let's do some more fun paper crafting. Stay tuned. You know, I don't pretend to be a meteorologist and I don't know what's going on with the weather, but it is crazy. I'm not sure what it's like where you are, but it is crazy here in the United States. You know, we're having all types of wintry weather everywhere. It's so gray, it's so gloomy, and that can be depressing. But you know what's not depressing? Doing some fun, cheerful crafting, and that's exactly what we are going to do today. We're going to do some feel-good, pick-me-up crafting here in the United States, and it may be this way where you are. As the weather warms up, as we move into spring and summer, we get our farmers markets open. And it's such a fun way to spend the day or the weekend going to the farmers market, getting fresh produce, getting fresh flowers, getting homemade honeys and things like that. So much fun. Today, we're going to the farmers market. And when we go to the farmers market, we need a basket so that we can carry the goodies that we might purchase. Well, we're going to make a miniaturized version of a farmers market basket. This basket is so stinking cute and it is perfect for putting all types of little goodies in. And this would make a beautiful Easter basket. And those of you who are part of my monthly members club at the PFF level, we are going to do an Easter basket swap. And this could be one of the containers that you choose to use to hold your swap items because it's perfect for that. And this is super simple to make. And the color can't help but bring a smile to your face, especially if it's gray outside where you are. So you know what time it is? It is time to craft some happy and make this. All right, so to make our project, we are going to need some chipboard, and I have medium weight chipboard. I have two pieces that measure 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. I have 3 pieces that measure 3 1/2 by 6, and then I have some decorative paper. And I have 2 pieces that measure 10 by 6, and I have 1 piece that measures 5 3/4 by 10 3/8. And then I have this beautiful lime decorative cardstock, and it measures 8 by 12. And then we'll need a strip that measures 3 by 12 to make our handle. The first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and make the handle. Now I have already made my handle, but I am going to show you guys the process for making the handle. And you should make your handle first so that the glue will have a chance to harden. So we have it in on the 3-inch side, and this is 3 by 12. We're going to score at 1 and then at 2 1/8. Then we can take it and fold it into those thirds. And then all you need to do is take your glue and place your glue inside, fold over, place glue here, fold over, and then you're going to need to round this along your desk or using your bone folder. But you want to get it to the point that it has a natural tendency to want to curve. And now that we have our handle, we're going to go ahead and make our box. Now what I have done is I have placed the adhesive on my paper using my sticker maker. If you don't have a sticker maker or a way of placing adhesive on a full sheet, then you can use double stick tape and just put double stick tape all over the backs of your chipboard. But I did go ahead and apply the adhesive to my medium weight cardstock using my Xyron Creatopia. So what I'm going to do before I stick them down, I am just going to go ahead and do a mock placement of these 3 pieces. And now I can see where I need to place them because I already have the adhesive down. I won't get a whole lot of wiggle time to make adjustments. So I'm going to place that one there. Then I'll take my second one and I'm going to place it about 1/8 of an inch away from the first one. And then I'll bring in my last one and we're going to place it about 1/8 of an inch away from that center one. And so now I can use my finger blade just to go in and miter my corners. Ordinarily, you guys would see me do a fold over to get my corners mitered. But since I have the adhesive on here, I can't do that. All I'm doing is going up to the point of that chipboard, cutting across on the diagonal on my paper so that I can then do my wraparound. It's a process that if you've been with me for any amount of time, you have seen me do this, and I'm not joking, literally hundreds of times. So now that we have our edges folded over, I'm just going to stand it and go around those edges to get them ready to be folded, and my piece will look like this. So now I'll take this piece, I can just fold it over, and I'll fold over the other sides. And I'm able to do this because I did place adhesive on my paper. So if you don't have that sticker maker or some way of applying adhesive to the paper, you will manually need to tape your chipboard to the paper. So now what I'm going to do, I'll use my big old spatula just to go in and make sure that I have everything nice and stuck. I'll flip it over to the front, get that nice and stuck. I'll go around my edges. And this lime paper is so cheery. So now we have this covered, and we need to place our liner piece. And the liner piece measures 10 3/8 by 5 3/4. And I have already placed the adhesive on my liner. Again, you can take your tape, place tape down from end to end, covering all of this exposed chipboard. Then you can take your Reptile glue or whichever glue you're using and run it along the edges all the way around on all 4 sides to get your stick. And then all you have to do is take it and place it down. So again, I'm going to use my big old spatula to get everything nice and stuck. And then I'll work my spines to make sure everything is going to stay stuck. And so now I have the body of my basket, and I think that that is just so cute. I love these colors. I love everything about this citrusy look. This is going to be a really cute basket. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make our side panels. And you'll notice that on this basket, the side panels actually flare out as you go up. And so the way that we're going to get that flare is we're going to take our piece that measures 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and on the 4 1/2 inch side, we're going to place a ruler, make a mark at 1/2 inch, and make a mark at 4. And I'll do that on both pieces. So we're going to place our ruler along the 4 1/2 inch side. We'll make a mark at 1/2 inch, and we'll make a mark at 4. Then we're going to take our ruler, place the ruler on the mark, and then just angle it to the edge. Use your finger blade or whatever it is you're using to trim, and just trim away that excess chipboard. And then I'll do the same thing over here. Here's my mark. I'll take my ruler, place it on that mark, and then I can angle it to the edge, and we can start trimming. And then I'll bring in my second piece, and we'll do the same thing. So there's my mark. I'll place my ruler on the mark and just angle it towards the edge and trim. And then let's do that here. So there's my mark. I'll angle, make sure I'm on the mark, and trim. And so now we have our 2 pieces. What I want to do before I actually put the paper on them is I want to take them, put them in the box, and what I'm looking for is I want to make sure that when I place them in, I am going to have a fit that fits on the side and the bottom. And I'll take my second one and do the same thing on the other side. We want to make sure that we have no gaping holes along the bottom or the sides. And when we have what we need, we can go ahead and cover these. So I am going to bring in my pieces that measure 10 by 6. I have already applied adhesive to the backs of these. I am going to take this piece and we're going to place it down right at the bottom. And when you place it, make sure you place it down so that you have some border over here and over here. And guys, that's an important tip because I can tell you from experience, if you try to cut exact to save paper, when you go to do your fold over, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have some chipboard showing. Trust me, I know because it's happened to me so many times. So basically what I'm doing is I am removing the excess, but when I get to the end here, I'm going to flare out. Instead of trying to cut straight down, I'm flaring out so that I will have that excess paper for my fold over and I won't risk having my chipboard showing. So I'm going to cut this way and then I'll turn it, come to that end and flare out. Now I can take this and fold it over. So by leaving this border space when I do my fold over, I know that I have enough to cover that inside. If I try to cut it exact, I probably will make a mistake and have chipboard showing where I don't want chipboard showing. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this as well. I'll bring in my second piece. I'm going to do the second piece just like I did the first. I'm going to place it down all the way at the bottom with the flare facing up. Then I'll use my finger blade to trim out my excess. When I get to the end, I'll flare out. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Flare out. And now I can take this piece, fold it over, and trim my excess. And I'm going to trim away these little pieces here because I am going to save this larger piece because it already has adhesive and I can use it on another project. So I'm just going to take it and place it down on my mat. So I'm going to use my bone folder just to smooth everything out, get my ends nice and crisp. And so now we're ready to take this and place it in our box. So I am going to bring in my glue. I am going to place glue on the 3 raw edges of my chipboard. And I'm getting a good coating of glue. I'm not saturating it, but I am getting a good coating. And now I have the glue on the 3 raw edges. I am going to take this piece, and where you place it down is really up to you, but I am going to place mine so that I have a little bit of that citrus paper showing. Then I'll bring up the side and bring up the back, and when I have it where I want it, I am just going to press down and press in on that back. And when you're doing your test fit, you want to make sure that your chipboard isn't sticking out over the top, and it should not be because we're actually cutting it 1/4 of an inch smaller than this piece. Some of you have asked, how long does it take the Reptile Glue to set? It's already set, as you can see, but I like to just hold it a little while longer before I put my second piece in. But the grab of the Reptile Glue is very quick. It's pretty much instantaneous, even though you do have a couple of seconds of wiggle room when you're placing your pieces down to adjust them if you need to. But the grab on this is quick. Doesn't take long to dry. It dries clear. It is my favorite adhesive. So I am going to place my Reptile along the 3 raw edges of this piece. And then we're going to put it down. So I will take this piece, and I'm going to hold this in because I don't want it to come undone by me wiggling this into place. So I'll take this and I'm going to put it in, and then I'll bring up the back and the side. I'll press this into place, and you just saw for yourself how easy that process was. Super, super simple. So I'm just pressing down, and then I'll take my hands and press in front and back, press down. We'll let that dry, and then we can put our handles on. And like I said, I can let this go right now because the grab is there, but I want to make sure that I give my glue just a little more time to dry. And so while our box is drying, we're going to go ahead and make the cute little decorative piece that I am going to put on the front. So I have this little cut apart, and it says easy peasy. And I'm just going to add a little bit of tape to the back, and how you decorate yours is completely up to you. But I'm going to keep mine very simple. Don't want to overdo it. And then I have this beautiful pearl green paper, and I am just going to place this down like that. And then I'm just going to trim around it. And now we have this sweet little front that we can put on our box. And I'm going to bring the box back in, and we'll take our easy peasy, and I'm just going to place it down just like that. I'll just use a little bit of my glue, place some glue along the back. We'll take this piece, place it down all cute like. We don't have to do a whole lot to these, like I said. Super, super cute. We're going to come back in another video and make a couple of things that we can put on the inside of this little cutie. So we have our basket. Now we're going to go ahead and place our handle. So I am going to bring in my handle along with some of my metal snaps, and we are going to take our handle, and I'm basically placing my handle at an angle like this. So I'm starting here, and then I'll end up at the back over here to get that crisscross look. Super, super sweet. So I'm just going to use my paper piercer, go in, and just punch my hole. Try like the dickens not to punch through my finger. And all I'm doing is taking my paper piercer and wiggling it around so that I can get that hole as large as I need it to be. So then I'll do the same thing. I'm going to place 2 of these. Now you can place 1. I have decided that I like the look of 2. So I'm going to punch through. I'm going to move my finger out of the way. It might look like my finger's in the way, guys, but it's not. And now I'll just punch all the way through, and we're going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then I have these metal snaps. Super cute, super easy to use. You've got this end here that goes into this piece and snaps. The beauty of this is we can pull it apart. All right, so once we have our holes punched, I am going to take my little metal prong, and they come in 3 different sizes, so you can decide which size it is you want to use, but you can see that that goes through very well. And then I'll do the same thing over here. I'm going to push my snap through that hole, and then I can push it through the handle. And then I'll take the snap head, place it on. And then, guys, I'm going to make a little bit of noise because I like to actually when I'm making a handle like this, I don't intend for the handle to come undone. If I was making a refillable notebook, I would be okay with these snaps being able to come apart, but I want these snaps really to stay in place and to hold that handle. So I am going to make some noise with my cute little chunky hammer. It is so small and just perfect for this. So I'm going to go on the inside and just pound. Look at how cute that is. Inside and outside. So now we're going to take this piece and bring it back to the opposite corner. So here's the first one. We're coming to the corner back here, and we're going to repeat the process that we just did on the other side. So I am going to take my paper piercer, pierce me a couple of holes, go all the way through, and I'm going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then I'll come over to this side because I am placing two. And I'm just going through with my paper piercer, making sure that I don't punch through my finger. And then I'm going to wiggle, 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 and I'm just wiggling to widen that hole. So I'll take that piece, punch it through. I'll take this one, punch it through, and now I can take the handle and just get that attached, lay it down, take my prong heads, put them on, then I'll take my hammer, just make some noise. And now I have my second set of metal snaps in, and you see just how gorgeous that is from the front, from the top, to the sides, to the back. Just beautiful and so easy to make. All right, guys, so here we are with our completed farmer's market basket. Isn't it just adorable? And it's the perfect size for gift giving. You could truly turn this into a fruit basket to take to someone that you want to give some goodies to. Or you could fill it with all types of other paper crafts, which is exactly what we're going to do in a later video. We are going to make a few things to put in this little basket, and that's exactly what we're going to do in an upcoming video. We're going to make some paper craft goodies and fill this cutie. So I'm bringing in the first one so that you can see just how cute these really are. And you saw how easy they were to make. Guys, you can do this easy peasy, like it says. You got this. So I hope that you guys have liked this project. If you have, please hit the like button. And if you're not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join this amazing online crafting family. You guys, be safe, be kind, happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.